After helping over 700 people build and scale brand new Amazon businesses, I've seen the exact same patterns that have destroyed potential success before they even start. Some might be specific mindset issues that stop people before they even begin listing their first types of products. And for other people, it's technical things that kill the momentum. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down both. What exactly the mental traps are that stop people from seeing success with a brand new Amazon business, and what exactly the technical mistakes people make that stop them from achieving other higher levels comparatively to when they first start out. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Cannell-Cohen. I've been in this space for over 4.5 years, and my goal is to help you leverage the world's most popular online shopping platform to your advantage through an Amazon business. And you're going to be able to do this all without spending money on ads, placing bulk orders, or needing any sort of prior experience. And to be clear, everything I show you inside of these videos, the results are not typical. We by no means make any sort of income claims or perpetuate that you're going to be able to actually achieve a certain type of result by you starting your own Amazon business, because your individual results may vary. The purpose of these videos are simply just educational purposes only. So let's dive into it. So the first most common issue that we see in today's day and age is the fact that people want to get rich quick. It's unfortunate, the reality of what it actually is, because I will be hopping on many different types of calls with individuals that want to be part of the mentorship program. However, they're in this position where they see all these fancy cars online, they see people making tens of thousands of dollars in a certain period of time, and they think that that can happen for them too. But what they don't realize is there's a lot of hard work, there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and this isn't something that's going to happen overnight for you. So a lot of people, when they come into this thinking that it's a get rich quick type scheme, obviously when they don't get rich quick, that leads to a lot of frustration, that leads to a lot of people feeling like, oh, this isn't worth my time or energy, just because their expectations are not aligned accordingly. Now, to be clear with every single one of you, I've said this in numerous different videos before, I will say it now. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not something that's going to make you a millionaire overnight. This is not something that's going to require absolutely no work, and it's going to be able to run in the background for you so that way you can produce passive income. This is something that is built, and we build it for long-term sustainability and long-term growth. So for any individual where they book one-on-one calls with me because they're looking to apply for the mentorship program, if they state for me that, hey, they actually want to be a part of the mentorship program, but they're looking to do 10K in their first 30 days, whether it be in sales, whether it be in profit, we will immediately either option one, explain to them the reality of situation and ask them if that's something that's okay with them, or option two is quite literally outright deny them from coming inside of the mentorship program, because we just simply don't want those types of individuals to come inside of the program. So to put this in perspective for you, actually about a couple of weeks ago, I did have a call with an individual, and she's a very nice individual, very much looking to do something with her life and achieve something great with her Amazon business, but she had an unrealistic expectation coming into this, thinking that it was a get rich quick scheme. And for all you that are interested in regards to how exactly that went, I recorded the call, and obviously I wanted to be able to be mindful of this person's privacy, so therefore we did indeed blur out their information and their personal image. But this is essentially how it goes if people do have unaligned expectations and have this get rich quick mentality if they're looking to apply for the mentorship program.
And if I make at least like 20,000 a month, or 15 to 20,000 would be good enough.
The thing is, of course, that it takes time to get to that point. It's not going to happen overnight. So this is not a get rich quick type of thing.
Okay.
I want to be completely transparent with you. As of day 90 for people inside of our program, they're making anywhere between $2,000 a month to $3,000 a month.
Put it this way, at least 10,000.
I don't want to set an unrealistic expectation for you. You know, I would be doing you an injustice if I were to tell you, Sunita, you can 100% guaranteed get to 10K per month in 3 months. What it's going to come down to is, if your expectation is to get to $20,000 in 3 months, right, this isn't going to work. Right? That's just the reality of things. Like usually it might take you 12 months plus to get to that point. I am not going to get you inside of this mentorship program just for the sake of telling you can do it, when that's not the realistic perspective.
Gotcha.
That a lot of our students. And again, like you can easily go to other programs. They will probably tell you they're going to promise you the moon and back and all that stuff. I just don't want to set you up for an unrealistic experience throughout this process. All right. So look, Sunita, in all honesty, don't think that's going to be the right fit. I just don't want your expectations to be misaligned as you come inside of the program. My job is to help people build a consistent stream of income, and that takes time, it takes energy, it takes effort. And this isn't something that's going to get you rich within these next 30 to 90 days. Something that's going to help, supplement your income. But besides that, I think that maybe it might just be better for you to take a look at other programs, and hopefully you got someone that's going to be truthful enough to guide you in the right direction that you want to be in. So the reality of the situation is that the first 30 days is not going to make you a millionaire. What the first 30 days is there for is to show you that it works, to show you that there's proof in the pudding. Because as you start something, there's obviously going to be doubts. There's obviously going to be things that you're not entirely sure if this is going to work. You're not entirely sure if the work that you're putting in is going to generate an ROI for you. So the first 30 days is really just to help you know, okay, you've made one sale. Right? That one sale literally changes the whole entire game, because it gives you more motivation. It gives you sort of this rewarding feeling that the work that you did put in, you're now making money from that work that you did put in. So that's kind of helping you become more motivated and more driven. So the first 30 days is just to show you that system works, there's proof in the pudding. Now, day 60 through day 90 is just simply capitalizing on what the momentum is like. As of day 60, you're going to be making a little bit more consistent sales with your Amazon business. Day 90, you're hopefully getting in a position where you're producing more and more consistency at higher volumes with your Amazon business. And we can take someone like Erica, for example, where she's now on month 5 of being part of the mentorship program, and she finished off the month of November at a little bit over $81,000 in total sales with her Amazon business. And that equates to roughly about $12,000 in total profit with her Amazon business that she was able to make alongside working her day-to-day job. Now, how did she do this? Not by simply just sitting back, relaxing, and doing nothing. She obviously works really hard at her Amazon business, and she works a day-to-day job. She's got other responsibilities, but she takes it seriously. She treats it more like an actual business rather than just a side hustle to that certain extent. And that's necessarily what it takes. It's the boring, it's the unsexy things that are going to take you places that more oftentimes not the exciting shortcuts really can at the end of the day. And it's a lot of times that people skip over the unsexy things, but then they lead to a bunch load of problems as time progresses onwards. Now, the second issue that comes from a lot of the mentality perspective that leads to a lot of people not being successful with their Amazon business is just being persistent, thinking that it's going to come very easily without doing any sort of work. I'll say this very clear to every single one of you. Anything worth having is not going to come easily. If you want to be able to achieve what 99% of other people want to achieve, then you have to do the specific things that 99% of other people aren't willing to go through. And that's the reality of things. I encourage every single person as they come inside of the program, it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to hustle. You're going to have to put in some hard work. But the truth is that hard work will be much more worth it comparatively to you working at a day-to-day job, just making someone else richer. And as you can see here with the review that Erica has left us, she explains it takes work. It's not easy. It's not something that's going to happen at the snap of the fingers. And at the end of the day, this is why people like Erica do so significantly well. It's just because they understand what it's going to take to get them to a position where they want to achieve whatever their goal may or may not specifically be by starting an Amazon business. So it's not to say that it's going to happen very easily, right? It's not to say that it's going to be rocket science level difficulty, but it's still going to take persistence. It's still going to take a lot of discipline in order for you to be successful with an Amazon business, but doesn't mean that's entirely impossible. Even if you have a day-to-day job, even if you have kids, or even have multiple different other responsibilities, you just need access to the right information, the right support to help you overcome obstacles when you are confronted with them. Because at the end of the day, you're starting a business. As you make more and more money, the truth is your problems aren't going to go away. You're just going to have different types of problems. And that's the reality of a lot of people that they're not able to realize, is to think as they make more problems are going to go away. No, you still have problems. Your problems just simply change. And when a lot of this is oftentimes tested is especially in the beginning phases where you're not really seeing as much of an ROI of the time that you're putting into it for the results that you're getting out of it, so you start to question, you start to doubt. And it's very normal for people that are starting a new business to question and to doubt themselves and to ask them, did they make the right decision? And that's normal, that's fine, right? But my job as a mentor, my job as a coach, what I've realized the last 4.5 years of working with over 700 people is I see a vision in people that they don't quite yet see in themselves. And it's my obligation as a mentor and as a coach, yes, to teach them about the technicalities, yes, to teach them about the skill set of building an Amazon business, but also to support them and guide them through the mental challenges that they do end up having as they scale their Amazon businesses. Because building an Amazon business is probably about 90% mental and about 10% really technical skill set related. And it's much like any other business, right? You're going to have doubts, you're going to have persistency problems, and you're going to think whether or not is this something actually worth it. But when you stick to the bigger picture of it all, it's going to be able to end up paying off. Now that we've gone through the mindset things, let's talk about the actual technical errors that kills people's momentum after they start and after they get the ball rolling. Now, first and foremost, the easiest mistake I oftentimes seeing is people neglecting their account health metrics. Now, this is so easy to forget. It's so easy to skip on because with your account health metrics, I say this inside of my program and I'll say it here again, account health metrics are not something that can help you make more money, but they're most definitely something that can stop you from making a lot of money on Amazon. Because the account health metric system is a grading system essentially of what Amazon uses in saying who's a good seller and who's a bad seller, right? Are they strict about it? Well, I mean, yeah, of course they're strict because they want to make sure you're operating within the standards that they have. The reason why Amazon does so well is because, yes, the shipping speed, how convenient it is, but also the customer service side of things, how quickly they can get their specific issues resolved. So considering us Amazon sellers, we make up 62% of Amazon's revenue. What it's going to come down to is we do have to operate and we do have to abide by the account health metric targets that Amazon has in place. And the truth is the account health metrics are the unsexy things. A lot of people like to focus majority of their time on product research and revenue numbers and big sales and all that different types of stuff. But those are the things that are going to help you generate income, but they're going to help you generate income for what duration of time if you're not taking care of your account health metrics. Your account health metrics is simply like your bloodline. It's something like how you fuel your body. If I were to eat McDonald's every single day for 3 meals for the rest of my life, I would most likely end up dying at a sooner age comparatively to living a longer life. But instead, if I eat a very clean diet, if I exercise regularly, and I fuel my body with the proper nutrients, this will allow me to stack the odds in my favor of me having a longer life filled with health and not having any health particular issues. The same concept applies for your Amazon business. And a lot of people oftentimes forget about their account health metrics because it's the unsexy thing. It's the boring work that you need to do in order for you to be able to build an Amazon business and build sustainable stream of income for a longer period of time. So the easiest example I can provide you with is something, let's say, for example, like your late shipment rate. Now, the late shipment rate is a specific metric that Amazon has in place that you, as a third-party seller, you have to confirm the shipment of an item by a certain time and certain date. So let's say it's a hypothetical situation. If I get an order for an item on December 1st, that means that I would have to confirm the item shipped, upload tracking information that my supplier provides me with by December 4th. But if I only confirm that order on December 5th, then that would increase my late shipment rate. And the target range for a late shipment rate is 4% of X amount of orders over the last 30 days. So if 1 out of 10 orders have been confirmed late over the last 30 days, then that means my late shipment rate is technically speaking 10%, which obviously is not good. And the reason why this is so simple is because it's kind of like forgetting to take your vitamins in the morning. You just don't think about it, right? Because you're focused on so many different other things, so many different moving parts that you're like, oh, I forgot about it. And this is a very continuous thing that I see a lot of people make. And the simplest mistakes is they forget to confirm their shipments the night of. So for my mentorship students, what we do is we basically provide them with a daily workflow or a daily checklist. Now we cater these schedules for every specific individual depending on what their life is like and what their day-to-days are like, but essentially a hour-by-hour breakdown or day-by-day breakdown of a specific checklist that people have to do every single day for their Amazon businesses. So that way they're not forgetting anything or they're not letting any specific thing go unturned. So using specific things like this really help the process of people ensuring that they're not forgetting the simple stuff and they're reminded to do the things that they need to do outside of just the product research, which is what majority of people will oftentimes focus on. Now, the second issue that a lot of people oftentimes walk into is using foreign-based suppliers despite getting access to a list of suppliers, which is what we provide them with inside of the mentorship program. They simply use foreign-based suppliers because they want to have better margins. Now, this is something that more oftentimes than not just simply shoots you in the foot because even if you decide to source something from a foreign-based supplier, rather than buying something from a US-based supplier that is $30, you can get it from a foreign-based supplier for $10. yes, your margins most definitely increase. But what's the downside risk to that? The downside risk to that is instead of the customer getting their item within 2 to 5 days from using a US based supplier, the customer is now going to get the item in 2 to 3 weeks. And obviously that leads to a boatload of issues. That leads to customer complaints. That can lead to a bad review. That can lead to A to Z claims and so on and so forth. So people think about it just from a dollar perspective, but they don't think about the long-term game of what are the negative implications that can come from me using a foreign-based supplier where there's so many different unfamiliar parts and so many different moving parts from it, considering that it's coming from overseas, that could influence the shipment of the item coming on time and also the cost of it. So even if domestic-based suppliers do have higher pricing, it doesn't matter, because I'd rather take a lower margin and be able to sell for the next 5 years rather than take a higher margin, run the risk, and being able to only sell for 1 month on Amazon. So the third mistake a lot of people oftentimes make is just simply focusing on one type of product or one niche store is what we call it. Now, the reason why this is an issue is because there's 300 million customers shopping on Amazon every single month. So that 300 million, if I only were to list coffee type products, I may only be exposed to 3 million products of the 300 million. Now, 3 million is still a lot, yes, but considering the name of this game, we can list as many products as we want because we're not purchasing them beforehand. So if I list a product and it doesn't sell, I lose no money. So the name of the game for us is list more products, volume. So the more products you list, the higher the chance of you making sales. And the only way that you can make more sales is by getting exposure to more eyeballs. So you don't just want to focus on one particular product on one particular type of niche store because you want to expand your product inventory across many different product categories. And I see this with a lot of people who are sometimes very passionate about a specific type of product or a specific type of thing that they know a lot about, which is not entirely a problem. But what comes down to that is that does also hinder the performance of your Amazon business and how many consumers you can actually get exposed to. Now, the final technical mistake that a lot of people make is just simply automating their Amazon businesses way too early. This is probably one of the most frustrating things because this tells me that people are just simply lazy. They want other people to do the work for them without them mastering the craft of what is selling on Amazon and building an Amazon business. So if you go ahead and you decide, hey, I'm 2 months into this and I want to automate an Amazon business, you can very easily do so. You can automate through systems, softwares, and other people. However, once you do that, first, things will not be operating at full capacity because you're not going to be able to hone in your skill set as best as you possibly could. But also, when certain things break, when issues do come up, what ends up happening, you're not going to know how to fix them because you didn't experience those issues yourself first. So automating too early, in hindsight, yes, it sounds like a great idea, but also people don't understand what are the repercussions that can come from that, especially if you don't have strong leadership skills in building a team and building people that can do things for you. That's oftentimes going to lead to a lot of mistakes, and when it leads to a lot of mistakes, then account health metrics takes a hit, and then you're going to be in a position where you're not making any more sales with your Amazon business. So look, after working with over 700 people the last 4.5 years, I can very easily understand who's going to do really well with an Amazon business and who won't do well with an Amazon business, inarguably within the first 2 weeks. Now, this is part of the reason why I oftentimes encourage people to book one-on-one calls if they're looking to be part of the mentorship program, because truth is, one, we don't work with just about anybody. We don't work with people who have poor mindsets. We don't work with people who have a get-rich-quick scheme type of mentality. We work with people who understand what it takes, have an aligned expectation, and their goals are within reason of what we can be able to help them achieve through the mentorship program. And for any of you watching this video right now, or for any of you that have had a call with us in the past, you will oftentimes realize that we will explain to you the reality of the situation. We will be realistic. We're not going to try to sell you a dream. We're just going to tell you the raw, unfiltered truth of what it is to sell on Amazon and what you can be able to achieve with it and what you can potentially produce in terms of an income with your own Amazon business. Now, again, your individual results are going to vary. The results that I show you inside of this video and other videos are not typical. This is only meant for educational purposes only. And the point of this video is to help you understand how to approach selling on Amazon with the right frame of mind and understanding what technical mistakes you should avoid doing that I see most commonly a lot of sellers oftentimes make that kill their momentum earlier on in their Amazon business. Now, if you want to learn exactly the steps you need to build and scale an Amazon business completely from scratch, click the link on the screen to watch my full Amazon dropshipping guide for beginners so That way you can understand every single little element that goes into how you can scale your Amazon business and the steps you need to follow step by step to ensure you can build things properly. But if you also want to skip doing all that manual work all on your own and you want access to my one-on-one help directly, holding your hand every single step of the way, then click the link in the description down below to apply to be a part of my mentorship program. See if this is something that can help you. We're going to explain to you what the reality of the situation is. We're going to see if you're someone that actually has the right mindset to be successful with an Amazon business. So go ahead, you can click the link in the description down below and apply to be a part of the mentorship program to see if this is something that can help you. So by any means, if you feel like this video was helpful for you, feel like this video helped you understand what are the mindset issues a lot of people have and what are the technical mistakes a lot of people have, please go ahead, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.